Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Riker's Beard Live. Now, we understand that there's been some difficulties with this being shared on our usual Facebook stream. It's not to do with us, it's to do with StreamYard for some reason. So if you have managed to find us just on YouTube and you're aware of anyone who's struggling to find us on Facebook, please do ping them the link so they can watch us on YouTube so we can get our usual thousands of viewers. That being said, if you are watching the show, please, as always, do say hi in the comments, as Christoph has just done. And if it's the first time you're watching the show, please do say where you're from and your favourite character, and please your favourite series. That's what we all like to hear. Welcome. It's Sunday. We've been away for a couple of weeks. It's been unavoidable.
We were at the pub.
Actually, last week I was just severely hungover.
I'm always at the pub.
Just for reference, chaps, Carl works in a pub. He's not an alcoholic. He doesn't go to meetings.
But where he is even now is a pub.
Mm-hmm.
See how even now he inhabits a space which is a pub.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see you, chaps. I mean, we'll go off piste quickly. I haven't seen you a couple of weeks. What have you been doing? What have you been up to? Working.
I've actually managed to get a little bit of time off. It was my better half's birthday last weekend, hence my absence. So yeah, we went out on the Friday evening and did an escape room in Manchester.
You got out then?
We did. We got out. We managed to solve it. It was a 1-hour escape room. We got out with less than a minute to spare. It was a great feeling of triumph.
I know they are timed, aren't they, to make it so it is going to be close to the wire. Otherwise, there's no peril, is there?
Yeah, that was perilously close.
I think if anyone who's watching and has a computer could please see if there's a Star Trek themed escape room we could visit.
Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Oh, wouldn't that be good?
Do you remember
Escape from the brig?
The the Next Generation video board game? That was timed, wasn't it? That was almost like an escape room type.
Yes, I remember that. That was
you, the player who is playing now. Stop.
Yeah. I've got that in my storeroom somewhere.
Have you got the means to play it?
I mean, there must be a sci-fi themed
You would think so.
escape room, if not a Star Trek one. But what we want is a Star Trek one.
Maybe that's something that Destination could think about setting up a room as one year. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, or we could lock a load of people in the shuttle.
That would be sociable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we could just lock them in there and just do that.
I mean, if Destination wanted to build an escape room, sorry, we're already doing a lot of stuff for Destination.
Probably have to come up with some ingenious way of getting out of the shuttle. But yeah, like some sort of drinking challenge. So welcome to this week's edition of Riker's Beard Live, and as our regular viewer will know...
Controversial, Christoph.
As a regular viewer will know, when Liverpool play on a Sunday, I start drinking when Liverpool start playing, and Liverpool had a very good result today. So apologies.
Is that the association football, Richard?
It is the association football, and Liverpool had a very good win today, and I am a little bit shirt-faced. So this will be a fly-by-wire show.
How many goals did they score, and how many goals did the other team score?
So Liverpool scored 2 goals,
yes,
and Manchester City scored no goals.
Manchester City, that's in the north, isn't it?
It is, but let's not go off piece. So we've got a new viewer, Ian. What ho, Ian?
Ian.
If you're new to the show, please do tell us your favourite series and your favourite character. We'd love to hear that. And more importantly, where you're from. One of the things we love the most about this show is the international audience that we have. We think it's great. We get people from as far away as Wales watching the show, so it's great.
A Scotsman once.
We had a Scotsman, and all sorts of people. So we love that. Yes, we shall try not to get too off piece. So Star Trek wise, chaps, a little slow on Star Trek news this week. I presume we're all caught up on Lower Decks.
No.
Yes, I am just.
Okay, I mean, I just watched the Starbase episode this evening before I came on air. I have to be honest with you, I was like,
Well, you turned into Chewbacca.
I just, I sat there thinking to myself, I would rather be watching I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. It was quite funny because after we watched Lower Decks, we did put on I'm a Celebrity.
I'm a little concerned that you had that ready on tap, James.
I'm well dead.
I didn't think much could beat last year watching Nigel Farage eat a kangaroo's anus, but we have this year we've got a very reverend on there who had to eat a camel's vagina.
I must admit, I do like the Reverend Richard Coles. He's a lovely chap.
What I like is there's an Irish girl in camp who keeps calling him father, which is obviously completely inappropriate. But he doesn't. He's just like, okay, fine. He gets on with it.
It's Church of England, you know.
And then every time he has to eat like a camel's vagina, I really want him to come back into camp and for this Irish girl to go, "Was that the Lord's plan for your father? To eat a camel's vagina for the public's entertainment, was it?"
Would you like a cup of tea, Father? Go on. 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 This is a very milky cup of tea, Mrs. Doyle.
Cup of tea, Mr. Doyle. What about the racism, Father? Should it take more time off of work to do God's work with the racism, Father? They don't make them like they used to.
Tell you what, if there was one series you could bring back for just one more episode, Father Ted for me would be the one. Yes. You could bring that back, but sadly, the lead chap, he died literally at the rap party, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a heart attack, bless him.
Yeah. He was only about 52.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen an actor with as good a comic timing, unless, let's bring it round to Star Trek, in the pub last night where I met someone who I'll speak about later on. Patrick Stewart's comedy timing in Extras. I mean, that is next level. That is Would you like to reenact a bit with me now, James?
Yes, I would. Are you going to be Ricky Gervais or Sir Patrick?
Well, if you would play Ricky Gervais, and I shall do Sir Patrick.
Right. So I hear you've written the screenplay, Sir Patrick.
Oh yes.
Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I'm an international man of mystery, and I travel around the world, and I meet people, especially women, and I've got powers. Like you've seen my character in X-Men, Professor Xavier.
Yes.
And with the power of my mind, I can look at them and just their clothes fall off straight away.
Oh, hang on! I've got to be Ricky Gervais, haven't I? Is it a comedy then?
No.
Oh.
I look at her and she's naked. Of course, she's scrubbing around trying to put her clothes back on and everything, but it's too late. I've seen it all.
Outstanding.
The only one that topped it was that there were two that topped it actually was Sir Ian McKellen's one. That was just Sir Ian, wizard, you shall not pass. Sir Ian. And then if you haven't seen it, David Bowie's one. That was I never knew David Bowie could do comedy. It was just brilliant. Anyway, we're going off piste. So yeah, slow Star Trek week. I'm really pleased to hear that this week's Lower Decks episode was fantastic. I'm assuming that's the last one. Are we wrapped now for Lower Decks?
No, I think there's a bit to go.
No, I think there's one or two more.
Okay.
But it was actually a very Trek episode this week.
Never mind. Okay. Ian, our new viewer, his favourite series is Strange New Worlds, and he's in Edinburgh. Oh, fantastic. G'day, mate. And YouTube channel is Scottish Trekkie. There is a really good sketch, Scottish Star Trek. I will have to fish it out.
Oh, yes.
Across it. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. The Klingon episode wasn't. There's been a few, Vicky. You might have to be more specific.
I think she means the Lower Deck one a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, that's the one I watched last night and I fell asleep. It may well be because I'm not terribly well, but it didn't work for me.
And Dan is watching. He enjoys Star Trek: The Next Generation is his favourite show. You are correct. Well done, Dan.
Yep.
And his favourite character is Riker. You are also
come to the right place.
Everything you've said there, Dan,
everything
is
you said.
on.
If this was speed dating, then
we'd be on our date.
I don't know how speed dating works. So I've painted myself into a corner.
Right, first of all, two people who like each other very much. No,
I don't understand how speed dating works, but however, I'm trying to pay you a compliment, and you're from United States of America, so that's North America.
That's a bit just south of Canada.
South of Canada, yep. Well, how are you doing?
North America.
Dame Dinah Rigg in Extras was. I haven't seen that one. I'll come clean. I've never seen a full episode of Extras. I've only ever seen clips because I hate Ricky Gervais.
Has Extras been remade in the States? Because I mean, things like The Office, which of course he did over here, was famously redone by the Americans.
I don't know. They like a lot of Ricky Gervais in America because he does the Oscars or the BAFTAs or something, and absolutely they have this thing in America called roasting, which is not the same as in the UK. I'm not being pornographic. And it's like a big thing where celebrities stand there and helicopter. And Ricky Gervais is very good at that. Not that. The other thing. Roasting. The American roasting, not the British roasting. If you're from America, British roasting is
cringeworthy, the American roast things, yes.
But the British roasting is completely different. So, to our new friend from the USA who dialed in, who I can't find now.
Didn't they do a roast? I just seem to remember they did a roast of William Shatner, didn't they?
Yes, it's a popular thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of get it. No, I don't get it. No, I don't know why you do it. But either way, Ricky Gervais does it at the Oscars and hangs people out to try. So he's got popular over there today. And they remade his other popular program, The Office, which I find terrible. And they rewrote that and did that for American audiences. They also did the IT Crowd.
Did they?
Yeah, it's got the chap from the Jaguar advert in it.
Have you seen the new Jaguar advert?
I have.
Yeah. I mean, what's that about? Do they want people to buy Jaguars? Because I'm wondering perhaps whether they don't.
I always imagined one day I would own a Jaguar. I've now changed my mind.
I used to have a Jaguar, and then I had kids who came along and spoiled everything.
I used to have a fast car. I used to have a 250 brake horsepower Cupra, and then my wife spun it off the Thanet Way. And then I had kids, so I have sensible cars now. So, what's the latest gossip on a new film? Well, that's a great question. I think we'll throw that over to Carl.
Well, funnily enough, I did actually read half an article. It was an interview with Simon Pegg that I read earlier this week. I'm not exactly sure when the interview was from, but it popped up on my newsfeed, so it couldn't have been too long ago.
Was he apologising?
No, he was actually saying that he wasn't sure that due to obviously the death of Anton Yelchin, that actually they would ever go ahead and do another one, despite all the chatter around it. He just couldn't see it going ahead and being made, was basically the gist of it.
As long as he doesn't do it. I mean, if he puts up another disgraceful...
Well, he co-wrote Into Darkness, not Into Darkness, Beyond.
Yeah, and it was the worst Star Trek film that's ever made. You can't let him near the franchise. I mean, it's not the fact that he can't act or write and he's not funny and he's ugly and ginger. It's more down to the point that... No, I think I've covered it all there. Yeah.
Well, Christoph's weighed in here. He's got some news for us here. So the 60th anniversary is presumably 2026. That gives them a year and a little bit to pull something out the bag. I mean, give us some more Star Trek Legacy.
Well, they must be thinking of sandwiching something in between Enterprise and TOS then. That's all I can think of.
Well, they could do, or they could just go to the 25th century where we've got Seven's just gone off on the Enterprise G, isn't she? I mean, let's have that. Sets are built, uniforms are done, casting's done.
It's
Sets will
difficult.
be broken apart by now, though, won't they?
I would agree, but the issue with the Picard Legacy is it was so hit and miss, and I think it was hit and miss. Like, do you remember when Enterprise came out, and everyone was like, "Oh, why have they done that? We want to see a continuation start. We want to see our timeline continue. You want to see what's going to happen." And it was because the reason they'd wrapped up that timeline is because they'd run out of ideas. That's why they went back, and I think Picard has shown us that I think they've run out of ideas for that timeline. I think they have. I think that's why they're going back. So, sandwiching something between Enterprise and the original series, I'm not opposed to it.
No, but they're doing that with Strange New Worlds, aren't they?
Yes, and this is the thing. I'm very picked up on very quickly that I'm alluding to. I think there's enough for a Strange New Worlds movie. I think there's enough in that. I think
it's just too soon.
I think the characters are strong enough. The actors are strong enough, apart from the stupid woman they've got doing engineering.
What don't you like about her, Richard?
There's Klingons on the roof.
Well, they do have Scotty now, don't they? He's turned up.
Yes, he did turn up at the end of season 2, didn't he?
Yeah, but they are mining a very tight time frame there because Discovery was meant to be 10 years pre-TOS, and that was 2017. So we're now 8 years into that 10-year lapse because Strange New Worlds has spun straight off from it, and we're within spitting distance of Kirk and Spock, aren't we? So there's only so much you can wedge into that very tight time frame.
Well, of course, James, you're assuming that time is linear. And it's not. That's simply how you
rookie error.
Yeah. Again, it's simply how you perceive it. That's the so. I wouldn't worry about time.
We should be wormhole aliens and call Richard the Richard, or the Ashby,
the Dick.
The Ashby is linear. Helicopter.
You keep making these jokes. I haven't seen it yet, but on one of my screens over here, I've still got the link Richard sent. So I just keep getting Kermit going. I'm like, what the fuck? It just keeps catching my eye.
Helicopter.
He's been watching Massive Choppers, which unfortunately we don't have an episode lined up for tonight, but there will be a Christmas special.
I can make it full screen.
It is post-Watershed, but only just.
I mean, the issue is that it's not Star Trek related, and we try not to go off piece too much.
What in space? Can we do something continuously with that?
That being said, who would like to play a game?
Yes.
Ooh, yes, please.
So, for first-time viewers, I'll briefly explain what's going to happen next. There is a television program very similar to ours called Room 101, but we don't play that. We play Airlock 101, and the rules are simple. James and Carl will pick something from the Trek universe they can banish to Airlock 101. If it gets banished to Airlock 101, then that's it. It's gone from the Trek universe forever. They will both plead their cases, and then you, the viewer, will decide.
Both of you.
Yeah, you will decide who the winner is. So first of all, we have to decide who's going first, and to do this, we'll ask the viewers to guess on the length of James's penis. Gary's gone for 6'11".
I've had
Vicky's
a
gone for
cold.
5'9".
We're all in the same sort of ballpark, aren't we? There's only a couple of
Not a lot in it. Right, okay.
We're not talking about the balls.
Carl, the hand with my watch on or my pleasuring hand?
I will go for your pleasuring hand.
Correct. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second this week.
Okay. James, you can pick one thing from the Trek universe, but the rule, as ever, is it cannot be in any
Nothing
way
from
related
Discovery.
to Discovery. Plead your case.
Anything from the entire Star Trek universe. Oh, good grief.
It's
I
good to
know
be
what it is.
prepared.
I would like to get rid of. Do you remember the first time we saw the Cardassians?
Yes. Oh, the helmet. The helmet.
That's right, sweet. Yeah. When they turned up, they were wearing these kind of bondage-style leather hats.
The helmet with the fine. Yeah. Okay.
And it was Mark Alamo who
Yeah.
actually turned up as the first Cardassian, but
He's
as a
such a good
different
actor.
person. I think he
Yeah.
so
We got-
yeah, because they were so preposterous, the worst outfits I think we've ever seen. I'd like to see those gone. I mean, they otherwise got something really sinister afterward, which again was a bit BDSM because it was all rubber and black and so on. But yeah, it looked more like it was Cardassian armor than whatever the hell it was they turned up in TNG season 3.
It just looks stupid. Mark Alamo also we got to see without his makeup on in Time's Arrow. He played a cowboy in that, and he really does show off his acting skills. He's a fantastic actor. So, but yes, they were decided. So, in short, James, you want early Cardassian helmets.
Vanish
go
to
into-
room 101.
Into room 101. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Carl, what would you like to go into room 101?
I would like to nominate an episode this week to be banished.
Oh,
It's a very late TNG episode, and I can't. I think, if I recall correctly, it's very late season 7. It's only about 4 or 5 episodes from the end. I think it's called
Masks.
Emergencies.
Masks.
No, Emergencies. It's the one where the Enterprise holodeck spawns a life form.
well, that's about season 5, isn't it?
No, that's in season 7.
Oh.
I've got to be honest with you, Carl. The fact that you don't know what you want,
I'm gonna
to
Google
into
it.
101, you're not doing well here. We need someone.
No, I'm
in
sure
the-
it's season 7, and I'm pretty sure it's called Emergencies. It's the one where Data stops the taxi in the holodeck while he's trying to sort the problem out under the manhole grid with the control panel, and it's just all sorts of terrible episode.
I've no memory of this episode.
Exactly.
It looks like sort of a bit like if Al's Handling from Quantum Leap had a baby. Is it the one with Vertiform City?
Yes, Vertiform City. That's it. Yes.
What episode is that? Okay.
It's season 7. I'm telling you, it's only about 4 or 5 episodes from the end
Carl,
of TNG.
you're going to have
It's
to
called
tell me a
Emergencies.
bit more about the episode. I've no recollection of this episode at all.
So it's the one that starts off with Data and Captain Picard. Data's rehearsing a Shakespearean play in the holodeck at first, and then a steam locomotive appears and flies past them. And it's all about this train and the aliens that have come and infected the Enterprise computer, and then they take over the ship through the computer to generate a new life form. Yeah.
It's called Emergence, Carl, and you're right. It's actually episode 174 of 176.
Yeah.
I think, I'll be honest with you, I don't recall the episode, but you've painted a wonderful picture of it being utter shit. But it still sounds better than any episode of Discovery I've seen. So,
Oh, I'm not denying that.
What are you trying to do? I mean, the rule is we can't use Discovery. Yeah.
well, you can't banish anything Discovery related into it, but I'd feel hard pushed. Any episode of Discovery of TNG into Room 101 when there's. Sorry, I'm the impartial judge, so it's up to you, the audience. Would you like to see an episode of Discovery? Can any of you do Shanta?
I think that's meant to suit Shatner. I think he's talking about impressions. There we are.
Oh, you haven't seen my Avery Brooks.
Oh, well, Richard does a fantastic Avery.
Let's save Avery Brooks until later on.
So, as the impartial judge here, so you've got a choice, dear viewer. And in a moment, I shall ask you to vote. And if you agree with Carl's choice, you simply have to put Carl into the comments. And if you agree with James's choice, put James into the comments. And if you agree with Carl, an episode of The Next Generation, beloved episode of Next Generation, will go into room 101. Whilst
So
Discovery,
beloved that Richard doesn't remember it.
Whilst Discovery is still out there. Or you can go for James, and I can't even remember. Cardassians' helmets. Yep.
Yes.
Or
Early
you can have,
Cardassian helmets.
you can put all Cardassians' helmets straight into room 101. They'll be helmetless. They'll have. They would no longer be allowed to ride a motorcycle. So, cast your votes now.
Do it now.
A quick look at the votes here. So, Carl, James, Carl,
Always.
James, Carl.
Well, I was right.
It's close. It's really close. Any more votes to come in? The fingers have it. James, you have 5 votes. Carl, you have 3 votes. So the Kardashians' silly leather helmets go into room 101. Congratulations,
This is the first
James.
time I've actually
Your
won this game.
first
Yeah,
win.
you know what? I mean, I can't say I'm disappointed. It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle. Well done, James. Well thought out and planned. They were bloody stupid helmets, weren't they?
They were, weren't they?
But I think TNG gave us some of the best Cardassian episodes.
They look like some sort of weird, like wrestling goggles or something.
Yeah, but they got rid of them. Do you remember Chain of Command?
Yeah.
And you had Jellicoe. I was really hoping he would like have one of those shitty helmets on his desk from some Kardashian. Take that bloody stupid thing off, or I'm not talking to you.
Brilliant.
I still think the Enterprise would have been a better ship with Jellicoe in charge, but a standard 4-shift rotation just makes more sense.
Get it done.
Yeah, just get it done. I mean, why are you bothering me with details? I wish it to be done. Make it fucking so. That's how I'd have run the ship. I probably would have run it aground. So if you're just joining us, you're halfway through, you've missed probably the best bits. Please shout out to us and say hello. And
the parade.
Yeah, where you're watching from and who your favourite character is in your favourite show. And also, if you've got a spare moment, give us a like or a heart emoji and all that jazz. And share.
Or a helicopter.
We can share this, can't we? It can be, and give us a share.
Yes.
To your various Star Trek groups and communities that you're a member of that may not know about us, which would be very surprising. So please do give us a like and a share, and etc. etc.
Shall I share my news, Richard, about
Jane, I think someone wants your attention. He's got.
I think he's just voting for my.
Right. I sorry.
No, I thought people were telling us what they were asking Santa for. So Miles has asked for James. Mark's asked for myself.
What in his
Ian
stocking?
would like a Cardassian helmet. Vicky wants.
Jeff Scott would like to say hi from New Zealand. How the devil are you, chap?
Why I man?
Vicky would like some.
We're the lads.
Miles would like a poker player for Christmas, and Dan apparently wants 1 inch.
Jeff, honestly, taking the piss aside, the thing we love the most about this show is the international reach, and that's what we love about this, that we can get to everyone. Fantastic, all the way from New Zealand. That's amazing.
Hang on, so in New Zealand, aren't they 13 hours ahead of us? Well, thereabouts, so it'll be about 10 o'clock in the morning.
James,
Monday.
they're not Time Lords. They're rugby players. Listen, it's generally fantastic. Please tell us your favourite episode, series, and character. We'd love to hear that. I'm not sure what to make of that statement.
I don't think autocorrect did him any favours there.
So let's have some updates on some Riker's Beard update, James, because we were speaking in the pub just the other night about the amount of stuff that's going on.
We've got a lot of Riker's Beard stuff going on.
It's suddenly been stacking up, and James has got a lot to fill you in on. So please take the stage and tell us what's happening.
Yes, so the big piece of news for this week just gone is that I had a meeting at RAF Manston about Riker's Beard, and so we have
not
been
taking the piss. This actually happened.
We have been invited to go to the Manston Comic Con, which is in June of next year, which is very handy for us because it's only about 5 minutes from where I sit right now.
It's literally, as the crow flies, I think directly in the middle between your house and my house.
It is. Yeah. It is. But the best thing about our friends at Manston is that they've got lots of hangar space. And I've asked them if they could possibly let us use some of that hangar space for refreshing, rebuilding, and improving on our sets.
So, Carl, do you recall we took you to the Spitfire Museum?
I certainly do. It was a great day.
There was another museum opposite
on the other side of the road. Yeah,
it's that rival museum.
Excellent.
Yeah, they have like an annual tug of war and everything. It's amazing. But they probably should do. So at Manston Airfield, Ian. So we'll get on to that shortly. But James has got even more news to film. So
yes, so there is a good chance that we'll have access to some facilities where we can actually do some work on the sets rather than sort of under tarpaulins and in my 12 by 12 man cave. So we can do some significant repairs and upgrading.
Sorry, James, if I can just quickly jump in, if you've not watched the show before and you're new to the Riker's Beard, James has the complete bridge set for the Enterprise D bridge, which we take to conventions for charity. And we rolled it out at Comic Cons and Star Trek conventions and things like that.
Do a little bit for charity, mate. Charity.
That's how this all kind of came about. So, sorry, James, please.
Yes, well, no, not just the bridge, of course. We have the transporter room, we have the engineering set, and we have the shuttlecraft. So anyway, there's a good chance that... So anyone who's watching who is in the southeast of England and fancies coming and helping us out from time to time, DM us. Let us know. We can always use extra hands. So
we've got Manston Comic Con, which is a new one, never been done before.
Yes, so that is chronologically next year. The first one we've got coming up is Portsmouth.
But even if you don't want to see us at Manston, you can come and witness a massive chopper. It's full of them.
Oh, they were having Father Christmas in the Westland Wessex this weekend. I didn't get a time to go down.
Now, if there is we're thinking about doing it. So the Manston Comic Con is a big area for the set and everything to be, and we're probably going to be there for a couple of days. Depending if we're allowed to do so or not, we may be paying an exclusive camp out. Bring a sleeping bag and a camp bed along, and we're going to camp out actually on the set in the museum for the night. That would be a price thing going to the charity for the event. We're not sure if we'll be allowed to do it or not, but if you're interested, please let us know, because I think it could be good fun.
Yes. So then we can have the Riker's Beard campfire sing along. Camptown races sing this song, doo-da, doo-da.
We'd have to get a round of row, row your boat going, wouldn't you, just in honour of Star Trek 5?
Yes, we should absolutely do that.
Oh, and we'll have to get someone to tell us about the bones of their ancestor and all that jazz.
Kuchi Moya.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do that as our charity Christmas single.
Kuchimanawa, far from the bones of my ancestors. Anyway, sorry, James, I keep interrupting you. Continue with everything that's happening next year.
So Portsmouth is a 2-day event over, I think, the 4th and 5th of May. So it's Star Wars Day. That's the other franchise. That's easy to remember. So we're going down for that. Then we'll have Manston in June, and then we've got Destination currently booked in, I believe it's the back end of August. So to answer, somebody asked a question. Hang on, where was it? Were you guys at Destination Star Trek Birmingham in 2019 and 2023? The answer is yes.
Yes.
We were. Except, wasn't 2023 London?
No, 23 was the last one at the Hilton Metropole.
So hang on, did they go back to London and then back to Birmingham again? I've lost track.
Ian, if you were at the one in 2023, we were the ones providing all the free content.
Well, all of the content, I think, is probably the better
So
way.
we did the martial arts talk, Carl's amazing cocktail talk, the Riker's Beard swap shop, the infamous Mr. and Mrs. quiz, the Riker's Beard musical interlude. That was us. All of that was us. Yeah.
The bridge, the transporter, and the shuttle, that was us.
Yeah. Me after 12 o'clock in the bar definitely wasn't me. Apologies for that. I elephant impression.
Yeah, the people in the just melted heap in the middle of the bar, that was also us.
So we're hoping to be in Blackpool, Portsmouth, and in Manston next year. Just quickly, Vicky asked, because I'm asking this, is Carl coming to Portsmouth Comic Con? Are you coming, Carl?
I would love to. The only issue I've got to try and navigate around is the fact that I'm guessing that's a weekend event. Therefore, the first weekend of May will be May Bank holiday. So it will be quite tricky for me to get a May Bank holiday off work with running a pub.
Yes.
Garden.
Well, we can beam you in via satellite. Christoph says, last weekend I was at Vienna Comic Con at our National Fan Club stand. Had to defend Tribbles against Jawas.
What do you mean?
The small, green-eyed Star Wars monks. We also collected money for Chase Masterson's charity, PCHC, Pop Culture Hero Coalition. That's fantastic, James. Well done, sir. Marvellous. Miles Jackson says that we provided pretty much all the content. Okay. We didn't provide all the content, but we did genuinely provide the most popular content. But wasn't it very nice of them to invite us up on the stage at the end with all the real people? That was a really nice touch. So thanks if you're watching.
It's lucky sort of we're not stage shy, isn't it, when we suddenly were in front of 3,000 people.
All you have to do is just chuck a couple of gins down our neck and we're anyone. It's fine. Ian says he reckons he saw some of you off at the Hilton. Sorry for attacking you.
David, don't worry. I once went to Scotland.
Did you?
It's a long time to hold your breath.
Yeah.
You went to Scotland when?
I went to Scotland twice.
Really?
I tell you what, one thing I noticed about Scotland is wherever I went, they had absolutely no mobile signal and no hotel had any working Wi-Fi.
Is that why they still have phone boxes?
Anyway, there's one other sort of big update I've got here. So hang on, let's have a look at this big black erection here. Look at this, everyone.
Oh wow!
This is what Gary's helping us with. This is the part of the
BBC
filming model, which this warp nacelle is 29 inches long.
It's a fairly ample nacelle by anyone's judgment.
Do you have a banana there so we can figure out the scale?
So I've got to do some sanding on this before we start painting it. But Gary's doing an incredible job with the work
Very
on
nice.
our filming model. I think it's about sort of a third done by now. We've got 2 nacelles and 2 struts and a bit of the saucer at the moment.
Nice.
It's going to look pretty fantastic once it's finished.
Mm.
Richard and I reckon between us it might take about 2 years to paint it, though.
So
All that
Jen,
Aztecing.
as you know, I do, I dare say, advanced model painting, and I've been figuring out in my head the time it's going to take to paint this. Genuinely, it's going to be the prep work. It's going to be the sanding down. That is going to be. I've got the right stuff to do it, but you said in the pub the other night you're going to get your Dremel out. No, that's,
Helicopter!
helicopter.
Oh dear.
But yes, it's going to take a lot of time to sand that down. However, it's going to be a labour of love.
We've even got that's the top of the warp nacelle. That's very cool. Look at that.
So the issue is going to be you use sponge sand pad. I've got the ones we need. You use sponge sand pads, and you have to get them between your fingers, and you have a motion like this, where you've got to go back and forth very quickly over the end.
That's why one of your arms is so well developed.
No, both my arms are well developed. I'm ambidextrous. I can do it. It comes from. Yeah. But the time it's going to take is going to be the same as the Voyager model I did. I just got so fed up with drilling out those in Windows. I just couldn't be.
But we don't have to drill the windows; they're already there.
Well, no, but it's a similar laborious, and a repetitive strain industry. So I'm hoping that if we bring along the parts to the next Star Trek convention and some sanding pads,
And run a workshop.
there are some ladies that might be better at this than we are that could rub it out and help.
You can rub one out for us, yeah?
We're hoping so.
Ooh.
It's James' idea. Perfect.
Well, yes. Now, of course, it's not cheap doing all these projects. So, as your thoughts at this time of year turn to, what is the perfect gift that I could get for someone who I know? Have you contemplated, dear viewer,
The Riker's Beard condom.
the Riker's Beard pencil, which is available for £150 each? Better than the Riker's Beard pencil are the Riker's Beard Isolinear chips, which come in 4 colours and 2 different designs. Look at that.
And don't forget, you also have your amazing Riker's Beard badges.
And of course, the jewel in the crown is the beautiful magnetic Riker's Beard.
They are a thing of beauty.
The beautiful Riker's Beard magnetic com badge. Solid metal, that is. Not any plastic tat here. And yes, if you live in the UK, you can have one of these posted to you for 20 of your English pounds. So we have a few of those.
Sorry, is that £20 including delivery?
Yes, within the UK.
That's cutting your own throat. That's incredible value.
All right.
How can you possibly afford to do
£45 including delivery within the UK.
They are astonishing badges. They're the only ones I wear.
£50.
They're the only ones that I'll wear when I'm in uniform. They are incredible. They're beautiful objects.
They are our finest ever com badge. So as you see, we went back to the classic TNG style because most com badges now, I've got to be honest, that's my favourite design of com badge. But that's the shape most people now use for personalised ones.
Is that the
My ours
Voyager
is
one?
quite unique because no one else has done these, I think.
So just the previous badge you held up, that's the Voyager one, isn't it?
Well, It's the Voyager, late TNG, late DS9 badge. Yeah, first appears in Generations.
And why do you think they went from the sort of circular to the? Do you think it's
Maybe it just looked better on film? I mean, I think it is the best design. I prefer that over any that they've done before or since.
I do quite like the Picard ones. I have to admit. Nice.
The one with the sort of the two vertical lines between behind it, and the delta is itself a hollow shape, isn't it? It's not a solid.
Yeah.
We went to the premiere of Picard, and we got some free badges there, and I think that's my favourite badge I have actually. It's a bit
I've got one of those.
small.
Oh, actually, yeah, I've got one of those to hand.
That's more like a lapel pin, isn't it? The ones that we
Yeah,
got.
it's
Picard.
really
Yeah,
nice design.
that was the one that we got.
Yeah, that's the
wasn't
one. Yep, really lovely design that.
Yes, when we got those, I sent one to our dear friend Adam Dolphin, a great supporter of the Riker's Beard, and said, I got you one of these because I know you do all this 3D printing. There's the actual design, because at that point it was still kind of under wraps. So, yes, he then made lots of nice copies for everybody.
And how many tins of Riker's Beard contraceptive shaving foam do we have left?
Contraceptive shaving foam?
Do you remember we did do a line in that?
No, it's the contraceptive gel, I think, is it? Not,
No, it was the shaving foam.
I think we may be out of that one. But I can always restock.
You've used it all up, but you've
We do have a couple of Riker's Beard left-handed screwdrivers left.
And we do have Riker's Beard left-handed mugs.
Yeah.
And the Riker's Beard, do we have any Riker's bread pencils left?
No, they are a very significant collector's
Very
item.
rare, very rare.
They're very rare these days, aren't they?
Didn't one turn up in Trekkie Girl Sam's son's lunchbox?
No, that was just a standard Riker's Beard pencil. Like this one. Look, this is a red one.
Nice. Does it write in red?
No, not to be confused with this blue one.
Oh, does that write in blue?
Nope. But this one does write in the charcoal colour.
Ah.
Wow, look at that.
I mean, with all three of those, you could draw something 3 times. In fact, James, I've got a brilliant idea. Stick them together, and it could be a labour-saving device. Because if you were writing something, you could write it out 3 times at once.
Now, I'm drawing something. Can you guess what it is?
Oh, hang on, this is like that first scene out of Ghostbusters, isn't it? Where they're trying to guess the shape of the car.
It's Kermit the Frog.
I think, Carl, you're going to have to just share screen and ping it over.
Oh,
dear.
Are we going for it?
I don't think there's anything offensive in it.
Okay, hang on. Let me cue this up.
So let me just do the quick.
Are you
sting
sure
for
there's
it.
nothing offensive in this?
No, let me do the sting for it first, though.
Okay.
Oh, that's the one with the lines behind it to show the rank, wasn't it? The Future Imperfect Com badge.
So James has been on
This
the
is
internet.
not my feature.
James has been on the internet,
It is now.
and he's been watching Rude Kermit.
Okay, let me see what I can do with this.
See then, eh?
Let's see. Well,
There was
should
a
get
chap-
the audio with it, doing it this way.
There was a chap who woke up in the morning and he thought to himself, I can do a really good Kermit the Frog impression. What should I do with this power? And he chose to do this.
Let's give this a go.
This is on chat roulette.
Oh, there's no audio. I think you'll have to stop it if there's no audio. Can anyone else hear it?
I can't hear it. Oh, there it is.
Can you not hear it?
No, there's no audio. I think
Oh.
we'll have to save it for next week.
Better look next time.
Better luck next time. I think possibly our viewers may have gotten the gist of how it's Star Trek related. Certainly, when I borrow James's Kermit next week, you'll find out exactly how it's Star Trek related, and you'll discover that Kermit is in fact Klingon. So,
Enough said.
so next year we've got all these dates coming up. We're hoping to see everyone in Portsmouth. We're hoping to see you all in Manston, and we're hoping all to see you in Blackpool. None of these dates, apart from Portsmouth, have actually been officially confirmed yet, have they? Portsmouth has been confirmed, I think.
Well, they've certainly confirmed that they're happy to have us. They've met all my contractual demands. They just haven't sent me a contract. And
They haven't booked the
haven't
hotels.
put it on their website yet.
Oh, okay. Well, so we're hoping to see all of you. And remember, if you're any of these Comic Cons at all, do feel free just to come up and say hi and hang out and have a drink and hopefully help us carry heavy gear around. It'd be lovely to see you all. All good things, I think.
Yes,
the one
that subsequently appears in a few sort of DS9 episodes.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
one with two lines, isn't it? Yeah.
It has the two vertical pillars behind it, whereas the Picard version looks very similar, but they don't go below the delta. They stop within the confines of the delta, which is about... They obviously wanted to be able to sell more merchandise, so they didn't make them exactly the same as the version that would have been 25 years in the future.
See, I thought that, but when we had a chat with... I can't remember who it was. One of the design... It might have been Doug Drexler or someone who did some of the design work. We met him at Birmingham. And we said about how much do you change the designs to sell merchandise, and they said they never had any pressure back then for that at all. It was purely just design choice. That was it. They wanted to do something for them. They wanted to do something different. It wasn't anything to do with about selling badges. I mean, it may well be now, but he said back in the day, DS9, Voyager, TNG, none of it was ever done with that in mind. It was all just done with design choice, wanting to for them to make it more interesting to design it. So it could be different now, but certainly back in the golden era, it wasn't like that at all.
Yes, it's not like football shirts, is it?
No, it's nothing like it, James. It's also
Football
nothing
shirts could be your entire upper body for a start. Badges just like
also nothing like penguins. I mean,
That's true.
Fair point.
yeah.
Do you know what I don't have here is a Mr. Flibble puppet, and they go for silly money. Do Mr. Flibbles?
Okay.
Carl's looking nonplussed. Do you remember Mr. Flibble, Carl?
I don't know. It's completely.
Oh, Mr. Flibble.
He's in Red Dwarf.
I'm sitting here
Mr. Flibble's very cross.
in a gingham red and white dress and army
Seen Red
boots.
Dwarf. I don't recall the name. What I mean,
You can't remember Mr. Flibble?
And
Oh,
you're saying
find
I'm-
a clip of Mr. Flibble. Do it immediately.
And you're saying I'm completely sane? Mr. Flibble says 2 hours WO.
So let me get this straight. You
that's
want to
somehow
fly on a magic carpet to the king of the potato people to plead with him for your freedom.
And you're telling me you're completely sane?
Well, it's as simple as this. I'm going to have to do a rewatch of Red Dwarf, aren't I? Because
Well, don't watch anything after season 5. Honestly,
no, fair.
it's
But
painful. It's so painful. It's really painful. James and I have flirted with the idea. Do you know the episode 4 one, Marooned, where Rimmer and Lister are both stuck in Starbug on a... No, they're in Blue Midget.
A frozen moon.
Yeah, and we've often thought you could easily rewrite that episode for it to be a Star Trek episode.
yeah,
And we could do a radio play. And then the problem we had was, of course, we're amazing actors, but we couldn't figure out a way to write it that would be easy because writing is difficult. But however, if anyone out there is a writer and would like to rewrite Marooned to make it Star
Or just
Trek,
watch it through Chat GPT.
I never thought of that because I didn't want it to be shit. But yeah, I genuinely think we could do a very good Riker's Beard radio play, Christmas special radio play of Marooned. If we could just rewrite it. And there's so many great bits you could put Trek shoe-ins to swap it for the Red Dwarf universe with.
And we can have someone get all the sound effects wrong.
Oh, do you remember that episode of Frasier? That was.
I was literally just thinking of the episode of Frasier.
That was amazing. Oh gosh, we're getting near time now. Do we have any actual Star Trek to talk about? Okay,
No.
we're all a bit fed up with Lower Decks. That should be ending shortly.
Section 31's out fairly soon. Unfortunately, Academy's going to come out with Tilly in it.
That's not confirmed yet. That's not confirmed. Yes, Section 31, I think we were going to try and have a watch along or something. I think it's landing on my wife's birthday, though, so that's not going to happen. There was something else. Something really important. No, it's gone. Right, well, for the time being, though, when we're in this period of kind of Trek, I know we've got Lower Decks, but Trek kind of barrenness, where we've got nothing new to watch. Again, guys, what Trek have you been watching, apart from Lower Decks, during the week? What's been your go-to?
DS9.
You've been doing some DS9, have you?
Yeah, I was watching The Sacrifice of Angels earlier. It was, fantastic. Watching those massive Federation battle fleets. We only ever saw them in DS9. You know, TNG, you saw a handful of ships at any given time. I mean, even Wolf 359, we never actually saw it, did we? You know, we only saw the...
Do you remember the Borg invasion of Earth and like three little tiny ships turned up to fight the Borg?
That was the planetary defense system or something, wasn't it? The Jupiter defense systems. Pew pew pew. Oh well.
It was almost like, I'm going to be rude. It wasn't impressive, but nonetheless, so you've been watching some DS9. Carl, what have you been watching?
The only thing that I stumbled upon was an episode of Strange New Worlds, actually. It started playing straight after I'd watched Lower Decks, so I carried on watching that. It was from season 2, the one where they go down to the planet where Pike had been previously and everyone loses their memory overnight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so,
the memory one.
Yeah, quite happily sat and watched that one scene as it came on.
What I like about the Strange New Worlds is quite a few of the episodes are quite gritty. I like that. I like it a bit.
Yeah, I mean that really showed Pike in a nasty light because obviously he had no memory and he was getting very angry about it, and he was taking it out on the guy that he'd left behind on the last mission there.
I think it shows ultimately that we're all human. You know, that's the thing. You know, that's how humans react in that sort of situation.
Oh, except Spock, obviously.
He's not human.
Yes, so he's not human then. You said it shows we're all human. Well, apart from Spock.
I meant us, as in the humans.
And don't forget Larn.
This glass isn't
She's
human
human.
either. This wasn't affected.
Just enhanced. Maybe.
Yes. Prodigy season 2.
I have seen some of that, but it's very Chakotay heavy.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But yeah, I enjoyed it more than Lower Decks. But yeah, I had to power through to the end of it.
I was going to say I've kind of tailed off on that one with probably about a quarter of the season left.
Yeah, it was probably about 6 episodes longer than it had to be. But, there we are. Right, well, we're at time now, so thank you for tuning in, and do please remember to look after yourselves and each other.
Don't have nightmares.